While everyone out there is spiraling about national politics and global chaos, I decided to turn around and zoom all the way in. Because your actual life, that gets decided right here locally. Roads, rent, senior housing, traffic signals, the schools. It's not Congress or the president, it's City Council. So as I was watching the entire February 24th, 2026 Vista City Council meeting last night, I thought, you know what? This is the kind of stuff people who live here or want to live here should actually know. I'm already watching these anyway, so why not just summarize them for you? That way you can get all your local tea in way less time, stay informed, and skip the 2 hours or more of procedural back and forth. I'm already choosing to fall on that sword anyway, so I might as well just do it as a public service. All right, so I've extracted just the parts that actually matter to your wallet, your commute, and your neighborhood. If you're new here, hi, I'm Chris Rainwaters, your favorite real estate witch and Vista, California's self-proclaimed village witch. And here's the tea from this week's meeting. There were 3 major buckets tonight. Let's get into them one by one. So this one was really impressive. A group of students from Mission Vista High School presented some real research, like surveys, GPA data, and stress scoring. The core issue here is that transportation barriers are impacting academic performance. Some of their findings were that lower income students reported lower GPAs on average. Transportation barriers caused missed extracurriculars. Some students reported just missing school entirely, and higher stress levels correlated with transportation difficulty. So here's the bigger pattern. Mission Vista requires more transportation effort than other high schools in the district. So if you don't live close or have a car, it's significantly harder to get to school, and that affects equity. So the council responded very positively. They're moving forward with letters of support to the Vista Unified School District, North County Transit District, county, state, and federal representatives, and SANDAG. Now, from a real estate perspective, access matters. Transportation access impacts school desirability, property values, and long-term neighborhood stability. What I love is that this isn't just a student complaint. This is systems thinking, and that matters. As a matter of fact, I helped a disabled woman with an adult son with autism sell their home here in Vista a couple of years ago, and they relocated to a nearby community that had better public transportation systems, among some other things that would fit their needs and lifestyle better. Transportation is notoriously bad here. You really feel that countryside of our city country vibe with that detail. Okay, next one. This sounds really boring, but it's not. Okay, it is a little, but it's important. And that's why I sat through it for you, so here's the gist. They discussed implementing leading pedestrian intervals, so LPIs, and that's where pedestrians get a few seconds of head start before the cars get the green light to go. Data shows that it reduces pedestrian crashes significantly. They also discussed accessible pedestrian signals, so APSs, the audio tactile crossing buttons for visually impaired residents. You know, the fun ones that go, wait. Those are awesome. My son and I love them. Anyway, so what was proposed here was to conduct a citywide APS inventory, so about 115 intersections, and start with around 5 high conflict intersections to study LPIs, prioritize high pedestrian volume areas and school zones, bring back cost estimates and modeling data before they install anything. So the debate here is that there were some questions about the cost of assessments because it was $1,000 per intersection, whether to phase it over multiple years, whether to combine LPI evaluation with APS inventory, and how to prioritize the intersections. So the schools, high pedestrian areas, right turn conflicts, etc. So what the council ultimately decided was that they're directing staff to move forward with the assessment phase and to start small, so around 5 intersections for LPI modeling, conduct the APS inventory, and bring findings and cost estimates back before they do, any full rollout. So this was a study first, implement later decision. Nothing is being installed yet. Okay, so here's where my brain went. If we're talking about roughly $1,000 per signal for assessment, and we have over 100 intersections, that's some real money. Now, to be fair, this isn't just pressing a button, right? There are engineering standards, wiring checks, ADA compliance, compliance issues, signal timing, modeling, etc. But I did wonder, could staff do an initial visual inventory first? Because let's be honest, some of those signals are clearly older, the little tiny round metal button ones with no countdown or anything. So if something is obviously outdated, we already know that it needs upgrading. So could we maybe map the clearly old infrastructure internally and then bring consultants in for only the complex modeling pieces? And also, how many quotes did we get? Because assessment pricing adds up quickly at $1,000 a pop. Now, all that said, safer intersections, I'm all for. School zone prioritization, definitely. Phased approach instead of spending everything at once, absolutely. This is one of those quiet, unsexy policy decisions that slowly makes a city safer. It's not dramatic, and I doubt it'll trend on social media, but it affects walkability, liability, accessibility, neighborhood value, and quality of life. This is the kind of thing that feels invisible until it isn't. And we have had a couple pedestrian deaths in the not so distant past. So I'm all for implementing more safety measures for pedestrians. Let's prevent as many of those as possible. This was the philosophical moment of the night, so let me fill you in here. Last year, the city set aside $500,000. The proposal was to provide rental assistance to low-income seniors from $250 to $1,000 per month for up to 24 months. Plus case management and stability planning. So on paper, it sounds really simple, compassionate and straightforward, but this is where it got kind of real here because the debate wasn't whether seniors needed help. Everyone agreed that they do. The debate is what's the most responsible way to use $500,000? Because here's the math. Vista has thousands of residents over 55. Hundreds are likely rent burdened. $500,000 sounds like a lot until you divide it by monthly subsidies over 2 years, and then you realize that you can only help a small fraction. So council members raised some tough questions. Should this only apply within city limits? So what about the people in the unincorporated parts of Vista? Should eligibility be tightened below 80% of AMI? Is a 24-month subsidy actually solving any problems here? Could this unintentionally create dependency? Would investing in senior housing development create longer-term impact? And are we addressing the root issue or the symptom? This is where local government feels very different from federal government because cities don't print money. There's no deficit spending cushion. Every dollar allocated here is a dollar not allocated somewhere else. So roads, signals, housing development, emergency services. So what did the council decide? So the council direction here was to likely narrow eligibility, potentially below 80% AMI. Consider limiting it strictly to the City of Vista residents, to send the proposal to the Senior Commission for feedback, and then bring it back with refinements before a full launch. So this isn't finalized yet. It's moving, but very cautiously. This is one of those issues where compassion and math collide. Helping seniors stay housed is stabilizing for everyone. Preventing homelessness is cheaper than responding to it. But 2-year subsidies don't fix structural housing supply issues. And if you're a fixed income homeowner watching this, you should care, because if seniors fall into crisis, city costs go up elsewhere. If housing instability increases, neighborhood stability shifts. If we invest short-term instead of increasing long-term housing supply, that's going to shape what Vista looks like 5 or 10 years from now. This isn't just about renters. It's about budget priorities, housing strategy, and how Vista plans to support their aging population. That's real, and it's not simple. Here's the bigger picture. This meeting told us that transportation equity is gaining attention. I see this as another key piece in the puzzle of closing the equity gap. More on that in the school district video that I made. I'll link it for you in the description below. If you care about your local schools, you can watch that one next. Pedestrian safety upgrades are being studied. Senior housing stability is being actively debated. Council members are thinking long-term sustainability. Local government moves slow, but it moves. And most people never see it moving. They just feel the outcome later. Higher property taxes, safer streets, more housing, more density, better schools, or worse ones. And that's why I watch these, because if you live here, it affects you. If you're thinking about moving here, this affects you. if you own property here, this definitely affects you. So, should I keep doing this? Listen, I love Vista. I've been watching these meetings live for a while now. And yes, they aim for an hour, but they're almost never an hour. And parts of them are absolutely endurance training. But this is where your day-to-day life gets decided. And I was just accepted into Vista's Civic Leadership Academy starting next month, which means I'm about to get even deeper into how this city functions. So if you found this helpful, let me know. Like, comment, share it with someone else who needs to know. Because I think I might make this a regular thing. Hyperlocal breakdowns, Village Witch Civic Edition. And if you ever want to talk about how any of this affects buying, selling, investing, or just living well here, you know where to find me. It's down there. There's a link. There's a link down there somewhere in the description. You'll find it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. I just wanted to say, I don't know if I said this already because this is my 80,000th take, but I find it funny that the one time I'm not drinking tea, I'm spilling tea. So I'll just say I have to drink soda because I already spilled all the tea.